I'm Darcy Dzurino. Today I'm going to be assessing the elbow joint. First I'm going to start with some range of motion, elbow flexion and extension. So as you can see, my patient is supine and I have a towel roll under her distal humerus to allow for full range of motion. So to line my goniometer up, I am going to be placing the axis on the lateral epicondyle, and my stationary arm will be coming up the mid-shaft of the humerus towards the acromion process, and my movable arm will be coming down the mid-shaft of the radius towards the radiostyloid process. So I'm going to have her, while I'm stabilizing her humerus, I'm going to have her actively flex her elbow up. And I'm reading a value of about 149, and the normal value for elbow flexion is 150, so she's relatively close to that value. Now I'm going to be measuring elbow extension, and I'm going to use the same landmarks as before. So I'm going to come down here and see that she is having about 20 degrees of hyperextension, and up to 15 degrees of hyperextension could be considered normal, so I would say she has a little bit of excessive hypermobility in her elbow joint. Now I'm going to be performing manual muscle testing on both the biceps brachii and the brachioradialis. As you can see, my patient is still in a supine position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cradle underneath the humerus in order to stabilize it. And first I'm going to be testing the biceps brachii, so I'm going to have her forearm in supination. And I'm going to have her flex her elbow to near end range elbow flexion, and I'm going to be having her hold this position against my resistance as I pull her distal forearm into elbow extension. So if you could hold this for me. Hold, 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 hold. Good. So she was able to hold the test position against maximal resistance for 3 to 5 seconds, so I would give her a 5 out of 5. Now I'm going to be testing the brachioradialis. I'm going to be using a similar method as I did with the biceps brachii, and I'm going to be cradling underneath her humerus to stabilize it, but this time I'm going to have her forearm in a neutral position because this will better isolate the brachioradialis muscle, as it's a strong elbow flexor when the forearm's in neutral position. So I'm going to have her at near end range elbow flexion again. I'm going to be pulling her into elbow extension. So if you could hold this position for me. Hold, 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 hold. And she was able to hold the test position against maximal resistance for 3 to 5 seconds, so I'm going to give her a score of 5 out of 5. I'm going to be performing a muscle length assessment on the biceps brachii. As you can see, my patient's in a supine position, and I have her near the edge to allow for full range of motion. As the biceps brachii crosses 2 joints, I want to lengthen this muscle fully across both of these joints. So what I'm going to do is place the patient's shoulder into extension. I'm going to have her forearm pronated, and I'm also going to put her into elbow extension. And once I reach that full range, I'm going to grab my goniometer and I'm going to measure elbow extension. I'm going to place my axis on the lateral epicondyle. I'm going to have my stationary arm going up the midshaft of the humerus to the acromion process. I'm going to have my movable arm coming down to the ulnar styloid process since her forearm is in pronation. And now I'm reading a value of about 20 degrees of hyperextension. And earlier when I measured elbow extension, I got a measurement of 20 degrees of hyperextension as well. So with these two values being equal to each other, I can see that the biceps brachii muscle length is unimpaired and within normal limits.